Teacher Kazembe from Fountain School, grade 7 teacher. Okay, in Expressive Arts today, we are going to look at constructional crafts. Under constructional crafts, last time we were looking at modeling, where we said modeling is simply the art of making different items using either clay. You can use clay, you can use paper, or you can use any other material like maybe plastic. Now, today we are going to look at picture making. Under picture making, we are going to define picture making as the craft of creating pictures from our imagination. So picture making is simply the craft of creating pictures from our imagination, of which under this one we use different methods or techniques for us to come up with different pictures. Now we are going to focus on the different techniques that are used in picture making. So, one, we have what we call the collage. These are the techniques. Picture making techniques. One, we have the collage. Apart from the collage, we have what we call a mosaic. A mosaic. Apart from that, we have what we call a montage. So the third technique is the montage. And the last one that we're going to look at is the appliqué. So today we're going to discuss these techniques in terms of picture making. So, collage. To start with, collage. Collage is a picture making technique that involves assembling different materials for us to come up with one picture. So it involves assembling different materials for us to come up with one picture. Therefore, the items or the things that we need under this one, or the materials we can use seeds, we can use stones, we can use beads, we can also use even papers. Apart from that, we can even use other materials that we can use. Any local material that can be used, we can use that one. Now, when making a collage, we need to understand that we should come up with a picture, an imaginary picture that we want to make. You can make anything. Or, for example, my collage here, I have a collage here which is showing the village setup. This one I've used different materials. If you can see, I've used grass there. There's grass, and there's also the leaves and the fiber from what? From the bananas. The banana leaves are there. So I've used different materials to come up with a picture. So this picture shows a village setup. Sometimes the picture that you can make, it can tell a story. So this one is telling a story of a village setup. So this is one example of a collage. You cannot only make this kind of art. You can make anything. For example, you can even make a bed. But for you to do that, you need to first draw a picture of what you want to make. You can draw a picture of what you want to make. After drawing a picture, you can now get the group and put on the picture. And then you can now start assembling different materials according to how you want it to be. So you can combine all these materials, or you can use 3 or 4 or different materials that you want to put. But this helps the picture to be nice and colorful. So apart from the collage, we also look at the mosaic. This is yet another picture making technique. But this type of picture making technique, it involves you assembling material of one kind to come up with a picture. This one involves for you to come up with just one material. It involves just the use of one material. Under collage, we use different materials. But under this one, you need to just use one material throughout the picture that you are making. So that's the difference that is there. So sometimes you can use, even here you can use seeds, you can use stones, even beads. Even beads. You can use beads. For example, I want to show you a picture that I made out of using this technique. So, in this picture that I have here, it is showing a flag of Zambia. This flag of Zambia, it was made out using the beads. I used the beads of different color, but I've used just one material, which is the beads. So it helps the picture to look attractive and also the picture to look nice. So you can make anything using these techniques. So this one, we used the beads. So you can even use the seeds. And the common one, you can use the millet seeds. They are very nice to use and easy. So this one also, the same procedure that we can use when making a collage, you can also use it under mosaic here, where you draw a picture of what you want to make. For example, here, I had to draw this map, this flag of Zambia. And I was just putting, after drawing this, you have to put now glue. Then you start now sticking these beads according to the drawing that you made. Okay. So, apart from that one, I want to show you another picture under mosaic. This one. This is another beautiful picture under mosaic. So this is a butterfly. Even on this one, I used the beads to make this one. We used the beads. Okay. So these are some of the picture making techniques. We also go now to montage. Montage. Okay. So, montage, this involves now getting different pictures. This is different from this one. This one, you get now the pictures that are already there. So you can make a montage, you can make a montage using different pictures. For example, you can get either a magazine or you can get a newspaper. Now, you need to make cuttings of nice pictures that are in those things that you've gotten. When you get them, then you stick them to make a very beautiful picture. So here you use paper. You cut different pictures and then you put them together to come up with one nice picture. So the difference that is here we use seeds, stone, or any other materials. Here we also use the same, but under montage, here mainly we use pictures of different things. So for example, I've given an example you can get pictures from. You can get them from the magazine, from the newspaper, or from anywhere, any other book. So nice pictures that you can put together that can also tell maybe a story or just make a nice picture. So these are some of the picture making technique. The last one, the applique. Okay, this is yet another picture making technique. Under this one, it is different from these other techniques in a sense that this one only uses the fabric. It only uses the fabric material. So under this one, you need the fabric material. By fabric materials, you can get any fabric from from different you can get different fabric materials and make a design. So for example, if I want, I can maybe get a design of maybe a butterfly or any other design. Then you cut it and then paste it on another material or another cloth to come up with a nice picture. So this one, it involves the use of fabric. So these are some of the picture making techniques that we are supposed to know. So you can try any of these. You can try any of these to come up with different and beautiful pictures. So one, the collage. We've talked about the mosaic. We've also talked about the montage. We've also talked about the applique. And at this point, I want us to discuss now using the charts so that we can go through what we've discussed and even discuss more. Okay, so this is what we are talking about. So a collage is a pictorial composition that is made by sticking different materials. Mark the word different. So this one involves sticking different materials together. So materials such as cloth, wood, beads, seeds, paper, even grass. You can even use grass. You stick them together. So that's why I showed you this. This is one example of a collage because it is a combination of different materials stuck together to come up with one picture. So this is a collage and it looks like this. The mosaic. A mosaic is a picture that is made by arranging and sticking materials such as you can use the stones, the towel, glass. You can even use seeds, stones, even beads to stick them together to come up with one picture. But under mosaic, you need to just use one material only. You don't need to combine different materials. For example, I've talked about this one example of a mosaic where we used only one material, which is beads. We use the beads to make this one. And finally, we are talking about the montage, montage is a picture that is made by combining several separate pictures to make one picture. So you get the cuttings of different pictures from different, let's say, newspaper or from the magazine. Then you nicely put them together and stick them together to come up with one picture. That type of picture technique is called a montage. Now, the applique, this one I said is different in the sense that is a picture which involves the sewn fabric shapes on a large fabric. is a picture of sewn fabric shapes on a large fabric. So you have to come up with nice shapes. Then you sew them on a large fabric. So you can have a large fabric with, then you sew different and nice small pictures of nice fabric. Maybe a bird, a love shape, or anything. You can sew it on another fabric. But here you use different fabric sewn on another fabric. Okay, so I'm going to give you the exercise for you to answer to see if you were following. Alright, so the exercise that you're going to do is simply explain the following picture making techniques. So to see if you are following, I want you to explain these picture making techniques. We have the collage, you have to explain. We have the mosaic, the montage, as well as the applique. That is the lesson, the end of the lesson for today. See you next time. Thank you for watching.